Morning, everyone. How you doing? A little frazzled, but that's okay. We'll get started just as soon as my computer catches up, so I can make sure that I stay where I need to be. Let's see. Let's refresh so it can find me. How's your day going? It's going to be really warm here. I am so surprised. I will hopefully be outside later today. Okay, there we are, looking good, a little crooked, but you know. And sorry for this light. I am not sure what to do. If anybody can help me out with that, how to filter the light, I guess, is what I would want to do. Anyway, say hi if you're there. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you can see the next video. Tile techniques and the arched dice. Everyday arched dies. There we go. Now, I left these turned the opposite way because those are the ones I'll be using today. So the biggest one, so 1, 2, 3, 4th, 5th, and then from the smallest, the 3rd. The biggest one, counting in 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, counting from the middle out, 3rd one. Okay? All right, get that out of the way. Get that out of the way. Oops, sorry. And I'm sorry, I'm going to apologize ahead of time if my head's in the way, but it's the only way that I can do what I'm going to show you first. So I just want to show you how you can use this stamp set in a few ways. I'm sure there's many more, but that's what we're going to do. Okay, so I'm using Blackberry Bliss and Petunia Pop. And I think I'm just going to use the Blackberry for now to show you this because it's dark and you'll get the idea. Okay, and I've had to do this a couple of times. So this is one that you're going to have to practice, but you can get good at it. And what I want to tell you, let's see. We're going to try and make a circle, okay? Please give it a try. You know that you're going to need to do it a few times. I'm going to teach you what I do. Let me see, get a pencil here. All right, so we put this first quarter down, okay? Then when I go to put this next quarter down, I am looking at this spot and I am looking at where these two meet, okay? Now, as you're looking through your block and you think you're where you're at, there's a thin line between where it stamps, hold that up so you can see, where it stamps and where the end is. And you have to move your block over to where it's inked, where this piece is inked. Here, let me hold this up. Okay, let's hold this up. So this is the first square, or quarter. When I go to put this second corner on, I am looking at right here, this edge, and this, see this one I got almost perfect. You want to look so that the edge of this stamped image is touching this stamped image. So this line right here needs to overlap just a smidge. And if you make sure that your radius on here is good, then you're good to go. Okay, I'm going to try and do it on camera. I don't know if I can, but I will show you one that I did. So, and this is why I did white with the dark ink. So be careful when you're inking it up that you don't get extra ink on that little part of the acrylic that's past where the ink is, if that makes sense, I hope. Okay, so I'm going to put that one down. Now remember, when I go to put this one down, this little line right here, I've got to match that up with my ink line. So what I do, and like I said, I'm probably going to have my head in the way. So hopefully you can see this, and I'm just going to ink on me. All right. So I am lining up where I think it is, which will not be where you need it. Then you've got to slide it over, match it up, and hopefully maybe, I don't know if I can pick it up. Maybe that will help. Okay. So that way it's touching, and I was just off a little bit. I told you, it's hard, and it's even harder to do when you can't, you know, fully go directly over it. Let's try that again. Ink it up, turn it around, stick my head in the way, pull it over, line up the bottom, line up the top, put it down gently. I did better there. See how much better I did there? And it's just with when you can have your head directly over it, it works even better. Okay. And this last one, I still only look at that one side. I don't worry about the other side because it'll match up. Okay. See, even better. As you go along, you get better and better at it. All right, enough of that. This is, I guess, the hardest part one that you could do. But what I did, here's a card from previously. I'm gonna put this ink away for a second. Make sure my fingers are clean. Here's the first one I did, and then I cut it out with one of the decorative circle dies, okay? And then today's card, I don't really have a card for this one, but I was playing around. I didn't like how wide that was, and actually this piece, I didn't have enough room on this piece to pull out that die. There just wasn't enough room. So I thought, well, let's try cutting it out a little smaller, which didn't look bad. Hold on, let me line this up. Got to be one of the four, and don't you know it was the last one? No, it wasn't. It was the first one. Okay, there we go. So I cut out the circle first, and then I decided, well, I kind of like that. I kind of don't like that. It'd be okay. So I punched out an even smaller one right here, and I thought maybe we could lift this up onto a, oh my goodness. I hate it when you're fumbling. Lift that up a little bit on a card, so it would be, you know, foam taped up. I thought that might be cute. So that's card number one, step number one, how to do it. Give it a try. It's really not as hard when you can, you know, put your head over it. All right, next card. This is also another card that I had made earlier. So we're going to be using this really big piece, which is this one. So this one, I just put two of them on there, you know, opposites. So it'd help if it was this way, wouldn't it? So that's that card, but I wanted to do something different because I wanted to use the arches. So this is the biggest arch, like I told you before, and this is actually the back side because I was playing around. Might as well use your scraps, right? So this time I'm going to use the Petunia Pop first, and then I am going to roll it in the Blackberry Bliss. So this is what I mean by that. Ink it up in the lighter color. As long as you go lighter color first, you're fine. Make sure it's nice and inked up. And then I'm just going to hit the edges. And from doing it, I know that I'm going to go in a little bit deeper because you're going to lose some. And I brought this paper so that way you could see what I'm doing. And again, sorry, I got to get my head over here. I'll pull my head out before I stamp. So right there is about where I want it. Down. Just let all that ink transfer. Sing to yourself. Ta-da. Isn't that pretty? Okay, not done. Now, you have to clean it off in between. And the next thing about cleaning off your stamp in between is you need to make sure, oops, one, that there's still not ink down there. And two, that you take some scratch paper and make sure that it's dried off. Because if you don't, that's when you get all the bubbling of the ink and you get spots, okay? So now we're going to go down here, and I don't actually need that, but we'll leave it on there. All right, so again, we're going to ink up in the lighter color, Petunia Pop. And this time, I'm going to see all of it, so I don't need to go as far on the Blackberry Bliss as I did before. So now we're just going to go within the lines of the dots. Put that down. And isn't that pretty? Not quite pushing enough. I found that this is a bigger stamp, and my husband made me one of these dealies that go on the, that go with your Misty. So this, I set this down and I just went over it like I would if it was on, not on the block, and that helped. So the bigger your stamp is, either push in all the quadrants or get yourself something like this and make sure, or you could just do it on the Misty. That would be okay too. So I'm just making sure I get all the ink off of there. And yeah, it stains your stamps, but it's okay. It's been loved. So what did I do with this, you might be asking? And let's see, I think I'm done. No, I'm not. Trying to see if I need my colors yet. I still do. So what I did with this one, so I took some of that bokeh 6x6 paper for my background. I inked up the edges in the Blackberry Bliss. If you don't do that, it looks like it's floating off the page, if you will. So let me show you the difference. Let me find my card base. Here it is. So if I were to just put this onto here, see how it's not framed in? I'll move my hand so you can see. It's just, that's just the tiniest bit of Blackberry Bliss, but it just makes such a difference. It just grounds it, you know, holds everything in, so to say. Okay? All right, so I did that exact same thing. Time to Celebrate, tied me a ribbon, and added some sequins, which are the bling that you can get for free. Today is the last day. I'm so sad. Of a celebration, and these are the purple adhesive backed sequins, and I use those a couple of times, so I just used the 3 and it looks great. So there's another card. All right, what are we doing next? Next we're going to take a little bit smaller arch, and this stamp here, I don't know, hopefully you can see that, and we're going to be using the Petunia Pop. So I always try and put away whatever I'm not using so I don't get my fingers in it or I don't use the wrong one. All right, so we're going to ink this one up. Again, I apologize if my head gets in the way. And all I did was take the straight line. That's bubbling a little bit. Hold on. Okay. And I'm just following the edge and looking at the outer shape. I'm going to put one there. You could stop there if you wanted, but I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to add one up here. So then I added one, and I'm just looking at the outer dots for placement. And again, I apologize if it's not quite straight. It's a little hard to look. Yeah. And then I put my words in the middle. Okay. And then clean this off. I also used, which I haven't shown yet. No. I also used the Celebration 12 by 12 paper. And this is the Bluhm Impressions. Again, last day. Spend $60, you can get this for free. All right, enough about that. So what did I do with this? I also stamped some words, which I'm sure you can figure out how to stamp some words. And I put the little bit of Blackberry Bliss, some of that paper, another little ribbon bow. And this is also the Celebration free one. This is the binding purple ribbon, and you can get that for free when you spend $60. And a couple more of those gems that are just in the white. Again, I use the Blackberry Bliss for my words. This is just a 1/2 inch strip that I set down on my grid and glued this piece onto it, 1/4 inch. Same over here, and put it down. Okay. And I have one more for you. And that's the little baby one now we're going to do. All right. And we're going to start with, I'm going to change colors, so let's put these away. because I changed paper. So this is Daffodil Delight. We're also going to use Pumpkin Pie and Shy Shamrock. Okay, so we're going to start with the Daffodil Delight and this little corner stamp, and you'll be able to see it once I stamp it. And I am just going to ink it up, remember, lightly, because these are juicy pads, very squishy pads, lightly. And I'm going to go in this corner. Sorry again if my head pops in the way. And we're just going to put that there. And then I put the word hello on there, but like I said, you know how to stamp. You can find whatever words works for you. Now I'm going to use that again. I'm going to use on my card base the green, and I'm going to put another corner down on my card base. This is a top folding regular A2 sized card base. Get that on there and stamp that in the corner. Okay? All right. One more thing. I took these little flowers and let's see. They are from the Bright Borders. It's this one right here. And ask me any questions you want. The hello is from the Citrus Blooms from the main catalog. Just little baby hello. Okay? All right. And then, I need some scratch paper. I'll just use this. So I wanted to show you how I fill in a background with this. And I only need Pumpkin Pie and Daffodil Delight. So I'm going to put this one away. All right. And I'm going to start with my lightest one. There is a formula of doing triangles, but I know, oh, I didn't stamp one of those. Let's see. All right, I didn't stamp something, which is, where's my dice? It is, I believe it's this one. Yes, yes, no, next one up. So, 1, 2, 3, fourth one. Pretend that this is a piece of pattern paper. So I just set this on here, and if you look, you only really need to stamp around those edges, okay? So I'm just going to, and off the page, on the page is good. I'm just going to kind of go 1, 2, 3, and you can turn your stamp, and then I don't want it to line up there. So I'm going to go a little off, a little more on, and a little down here, okay? I'll give you a second to look at that. I'll wash off my block because I've got a lot of ink on the edges. And then I'm going to go into my pumpkin pie, and we can just reverse that. So we're going in here, probably a little close to the edge there, maybe in there, off the page over here, and over here, and one more little one, okay? Oh, I can add one down here too, like so. All right, so then you think you're done. I always just put my item where I think it's gonna go, and that looks pretty good, maybe right here. So just right there, so that way it's just peeking out a little bit. Okay, so that's how I did the background. Clean that off. All right, and I'll bring in the final card. Sorry to be a little rushed today, but I've got an appointment, and I wanted to bring you all this fun stuff before it gets too late. And here is the last card I made. So there's that green, that yellow, that pretty Bluhm impressions, and then I added this pretty gold ribbon. And this is so easy to tie in a knot, and you can just slide it down where you want. I'll show you. So I just fold it in half, put it around my finger, slide it through easily, and then you just need to roll it down, and you can get it as close to that end as you want, okay? Here's my other tip. I also pulled out, which I thought were really pretty. Where are they? These. And these are the antique pearls. Twofold. They look really pretty, you know, because they kind of pick up the yellow, and they're kind of a bit yellow anyway. And then this helps, so I put a glue dot under my bow. I raised this panel up, and then I strategically placed those to help hold down that ribbon. So those are the only things holding that ribbon. And it looks like I need to trim that up just a wee bit more. I just took it and you can turn your card over, and I just trimmed it even with the card side. And that's all there is to it, you guys. Give it a try. Like I said, the two-tone looks really cool. And again, I always like to know which is your favorite. Let me get these up here. So 1 and 2 really don't, I mean, they count, but they don't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which one is your favorite? Which idea that I did do you think you want to try? And have fun with it, guys. Can't wait to see you next week. If there's something you'd like to see, let me know. Sorry, I was reading a comment that my husband left. Take care. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. I will also have next week, I will post my next card class, so that'll give you a few more ideas of cards. Not particularly with this stamp set or anything, but just the cards that I make for classes. Bye, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See ya.